now? Ah, there's been no sound this entire time. You've been doing great. Yeah. Nice. Thriving, in fact. Absolutely thriving. There's no sound there for the entire first however long I've been streaming. That's great. Well, I was just rambling, so it's fine. Y'all just missed some rambling. No problem. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, we got sound now, so that's good. Doing great. Okay, let's talk about what we're doing one more time. So, this is the Zeiss Merlin. We're working on the email box still. It is still in pieces, but, well, it's going to be put together tonight, so that's good. So we're going to be de-gooifying it fully now that we've got it pretty much all taken apart. And once it is fully de-gooified, we're going, well, there's still some duct tape labels on wires. We're going to be peeling those duct tape labels off, cleaning the goo off from underneath the tape, putting new labels on that will not make goo, and then also getting into all the nooks and crannies in the box and getting the rest of that goo, so we don't have all those like volatiles in there that are going to get back into the contacts again. So yeah, once that box is done, then we're going to be looking at the circuit breakers that we had the arcing issue on, namely the contacts of the circuit breakers, because the arcing issue was with the contacts, not with the, well, I mean, the issue we found was with the contacts on the input side of the breaker because the bus bar wasn't screwed on. So yeah, I think we'll move some lights around, kind of get set up for this nicely. One of these lights has been being weird. Which one is it? It's this one. Why is this one weird? Do I want to fix it right now? Ah, I see. That part's not tight. Okay, let me tighten this one part and this one light. And then let's unbend this piece, which it may not want to do at this point. It does not want to unbend at this point. Okay, we're just gonna leave it, I think. Hey, that's making clicky sounds now, that's good. What about this one? That one is also loose, apparently. Okay, let's tighten that down. Hey, it's also making clicky sounds now. Okay, there we go, cool, we got some lights fixed, that's great. So, let's move some cameras around and get going on this. Meow no chroma? Meow no chroma? Is that how I say that? Welcome to the stream, Meow no chroma. Welcome to the stream, Maria. Thank you, Maria, for pointing out that I had no sound for the first large chunk of the stream. Okay, what are we doing? We're clicking a button. Hey, look at that. Oh, and the C920 is, of course, being super weird about its illumination. Let's see here. I need to get the Logitune app open. And let's make this look less terrible. Did it turn on auto things? No. Yeah, why? It turned the gain up to 255. I don't know why I did that. Hey, welcome to the stream. Okay, so we've got two out of 3 stream viewers have electron microscopes. We're doing pretty great. We got a lot of electron microscopes in here tonight. Okay, let's see here. So that camera's been readjusted. Let's lower it down. I'll help anybody get their first electron microscope. Absolutely anybody get their first electron microscope. Okay, so I think we got our cameras going, and yeah, let's move our main cam, or A camera, if you will. Well, that was a pretty good tripod, pretty smooth tripod change. And then I'm going to throw the stream up on the big TV so that I can see what I'm doing. First hit is free. I don't think you might get your first microscope for free, but it's not going to be free. You're gonna spend money on it before you even get it home. That's not the right button. That's the right button. And then I have to click more buttons, such as that button, and then that button. Not working yet. Why no worky? I know why no worky. Maybe, nope, that wasn't why. Oh, it's thinking real hard about it. Okay, it should ask me what content I want to display. And once it asks me what content I want to display, it'll actually let me display the content. And then I can do it, but it's just like super not tonight. What? Why did you go back to 255 gain? I didn't even touch you. I didn't do anything to you. Why? 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 I didn't. What? And then I open, okay, and then I click back on to open the window for the controls, and it goes right back. So you got one microscope. Your first microscope wasn't even free. How many microscopes are you up to now? Isn't it like 3 or 4? I think 5? 6? I don't even know anymore. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to want gloves, because I'm dealing with the goo. I'm going to get gloves. 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 And I'm just going to reset the timer on this cam before we even start. Oh, I started recording. That really is a good question. Like, is a microscope column a microscope, or does a microscope only become a microscope if it's like mounted to a chamber and also has a stage and stuff? What is it either way? You know, both ways. Okay, let's start. I think we got everything we want within reach, except we're gonna inevitably find out that we don't actually, and then we're gonna move or get back up again. But that's fine. Hello, how are we all doing? Okay, so that's the email box. Let's take a closer look at that. So we still got, it's kind of hidden behind these wires here. Basically, there's still some just goo down and back all around there, but we're not dealing with that goo yet. We are going to we're going to be dealing with this pile of stuff. I should get some type of like thing to like set this all on here so that I can kind of keep it at a good level. How should we do that? Oh, I have an idea. I have a good idea. Maybe. I have a subwoofer sitting over here that I haven't set up after I move my sound system to the front. And it's like the perfect height. So this subwoofer is going to become a table. Solving problems with things that are within your eye line. That is kind of how things work sometimes. It's a little bit dusty. Let's wipe it off. You know, one of my goals in life is to make there be more microscopes of Theseus out there. And I think open source control systems for microscopes is going to help with that. A lot of control systems don't like it when you mix and match parts right now. It becomes very complicated to make a microscope in any way that wasn't originally shipped from the factory. Okay, so this is turned into my subwoofer cleaning stream. Oh wow, you can see where I sprayed the alcohol on it. That's interesting. I didn't really expect that to happen. I guess it's just extra clean in those spots, maybe? That's fine. I don't think I paid more than like $10 for this thing, so. It is Bose actually too, I think. Yeah, it is. We'll figure that out later. For now, we have a table. Oh, I forgot about. The FEI has never made a FEG SEM column. That's a Schottky. In fact, that's a kind of a notorious Schottky because it uses the Syrian modules, and the Syrian modules are like a PITA. Like, the Syrian modules are like literally epoxy together. Like it's epoxy. It's epoxy. Oh god. That module. Let me tell you about Syrian modules. They're a trip. They're an absolute trip. But the module format has enabled some powerful things beyond what you can do with kind of ish beyond what you can do with the 174 series, but also not really. Like you could do it with the 174 series module too. Okay, where to start? I'm just gonna start the first goo I see. And a wire just dropped out of that whole tangle. Yeah, epoxy plus heat. Yeah, it's great. It's really great. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this on camera, but well, you certainly can't with autofocus choosing to focus where it is. This whole area here is kind of covered in the yellow goo that we've been finding. And that chair is really in the way. Maybe it'll be less in the way right there. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see all the goo. That's kind of all over this area. So we're going to work on cleaning that up to start with. I don't know why it's there. Like, I understand why it was on like the back, but I don't know why it got on the front like that. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, I think as far as I know, the first cold FEG systems that, well, Thermo, not even, I don't think FEI ever shipped cold FEG microscopes. I don't think. But Thermo is shipping cold FEG TEMs because as John at what what is it? NYU? Not, I think. No, it's what? As John would say, you can't monochromate in brightness. So there's just a thing that FEGs do that nothing else really does. Joel's first attempt at TEMs to ship into the field were all cold FEGs, because their SEMs were also cold FEGs. And they couldn't really get a handle on oh, that came out pretty dark. Okay, I was not surprised at how dirty that, or I am surprised. I'm not surprised. I am surprised at how dirty that area was, considering it didn't look terrible, so interesting. So for those of you just tuning into the series, we've had some issues with contact resistance on the contactors in this part of the microscope, and our theory is that that was because of some tape that was used after a previous repair, and that tape was just all, it was like the adhesive from it was just dripping down and covering like everything. So we think that the volatiles from that were getting onto the contacts eventually and causing problems. So we are trying to fix problems right now. Our what Phillips lineage? I mean, every electron beam that FEI sells, or that FEI ever sold, is Phillips lineage. I don't think FEI ever made their own electron beams. Well, they did kind of put, like, I think they did actually sell as an OEM column, like a fib column with an electron source in it. But if they didn't sell that, I do know a number of those have been made. Just like it's like as an electrostatic SEM. I think maybe their auger microscope was their own design, although I don't think so. Fun fact, there was a 12-inch waver auger probe that they tried to make, and it was insane. It was O-ring seals in the chamber. That microscope, like, oh man, that thing was weird. So they had to make the chamber like UHV, right, for auger to work, and they kind of got there, they got close. They did like a double differential pumped O-ring seal on the 12-inch wafer chamber. But they only built a few of them, and they sold some to Intel. But Intel, I don't think Intel liked them. Yeah, the Thermo TEMs are Phillips lineage. You can find the 60 years of reused PowerPoint out there on the internet from a conference that FEI presented at, where they cover the engineering lineage of their systems. Still using CompuStage. God bless CompuStage. Or something. I don't know. I have thoughts about CompuStage. There's scientific papers you can find that are like, here's the problems with CompuStage and how you like get around them, which I think is funny. That like I mean, like it's like I thought like the manual stages that like Thermo made or FEI, or sorry, that Phillips made were gonna like stuck around for a while, but no, CompuStage is sticking around for even longer, I think. The longevity of that thing is amazing. No other manufacturers has a computerized TEM stage that's been around as long as CompuStage. They've all been through several revisions, but CompuStage is just still CompuStaging. It's kind of amazing. And yeah, they're still selling derivatives of the EM400. EM400 was like where they figured out the column. And that was in the 70s. That was done on like a Cray supercomputer. And like once they solved the column, they're like, okay, this is it. We're just doing this now. And they've just been doing that. It's been great. It's a solid column design. I really like it. I like how the mini lens about the objective works quite a bit. That was pretty creative. It's a column that's good for both STEM and for TEM without a lot of weirdness. It's yeah, it's quite capable. Yeah, very, very rich history with all of their stuff. And they have chosen for, and in some ways it's been a superpower, and in other ways it's been a great challenge. They have chosen reuse over all else in a lot of instances. So they're definitely one of the most, in some ways, consistent brands. That has hindered them at certain points, and they know it, and they've talked about it, but they've also talked about the advantages of it. So it's you know, it's a different approach than some, but it's interesting to see. Whereas like a lot of the like Joel especially is like constant improvement, continuous improvement. I mean like FEI, Thermo, Philips, like they did continuous improvement too, but like not in the same way. Like Thermo more continuously, you know, on average, would continuously improve like the same thing, whereas Joel would like change the thing. But like they did a good job with when they started, and they're like, well, this works really well. Might as well keep doing it. It's like, well, you know, in some ways, you can't fault you for that. Like it works, so. Chrome, are both of your, I think both of your ion columns are pre-lens, right? If I'm not mistaken. You should share your cursed, what is it, 5200 if you're with Maria, and then Maria can start with a LabCorp microscope too. Because who doesn't want to start with a LabCorp microscope? Rest in peace, LabCorp. Not Corp, not with a P, just COR. There's a LabCorp microscope in this building. Right now. Oh, okay, we erased a little bit of the text. We're not going to scrub that hard anymore. Okay, so the text is not resistant to alcohol. Noted. We are going to get all this goo out of here though, because I don't like this goo. I don't like what it's done to these contacts. Oh yeah, we've got so much LabCorp history in the chat right now. Yeah, one of us did take the LabCorp 5200, and it wasn't me. I took the LabCorp 35C. Yeah, that microscope's still around, still kicking. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so glad we're having a LabCorp moment on this stream. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, so I don't know if you remember the weird, like, I'm not for sure if that's the LabCore if that's the LabCore 840, but LabCore did not own the 840 for very long. Okay, so we're taking the tape off now, and it's nasty. Oh, I don't like this. LabCore Portland, because there was two LabCore Oregon locations, although one of them was just PLM. Not even an electron microscope. It was like PLM in like a strip mall or something. It was really funny. Oh, this tape is so gross. God, why? Why? Okay, let's just pull that out of the terminal completely. Because we're gonna put our own heat shrink label on it anyways. So let's just get it out and make it easy. That bit doesn't fit. I need the bit kit. And okay, so the 5200 was from LabCore Materials, because LabCore Seattle and LabCore Materials kind of became two different things. Oh yeah, you got the good old PDP-11. So so monochroma, no chroma, no chroma. The person you're talking to right now used to have an office directly above that SEM, and was very familiar with it. I got somebody saying hi in the window. Hello. That version, oh, there's a multimedia in the foreground. That has the earlier firmware version on it still, because I don't have the fancy thing to upgrade the firmware. And that firmware version has a glitch that can be randomly induced by light hitting that port. So I just covered it. And I put that tape on it, and I read about that, and I did a little bit of a sloppy job, and it's just been on it ever since, you know. I wanted to get the USB thing so I can upgrade it. Oh, my hands are so, my gloves, thankfully my gloves are very gooey now. That was disgusting. And the wire is all gooey too, so. And that connector's a little bit messed up as well, so we're gonna fix that connector too. Do we need to re-terminate it? Let's clean it up first, and then we'll decide if we need to re-terminate it or not. Okay, putting the solvent directly onto it did not do great, because it immediately dried out and got sticky again. So we'll put some solvent onto our microfiber. Did you get it from the Ballard location when you picked that microscope up? What door did you get it out of? Like nothing in it. There's not an easy way to get it out of that building, I feel like. Ah, this is so gross. I will say that 5200 was Monochroma's first SEM, but it certainly was not their last, and it's no longer their primary SEM, thankfully. Good starter scope though, before getting into some more serious instrumentation. Good starter scope to like, Joel made a mistake releasing that thing the way they did, or just all that series with all those convoluted boards everywhere. It makes Joel look, it does not make Joel look good. Does not make Joel look good. Yeah, that thing's it'll be great with new electronics, but all those little noisy boards need to go. Like, does not need, yeah, that scope does not need to be as awful as it is. Column's decent. Column's decent. Column and stage are decent for what they are. Electronics, no. Please no. Those things just have one of the highest noise floors out of any SCM, besides a Phenom. Phenoms have a higher noise floor than a 5200. Phenoms are so noisy, they're insane. I mean, not necessarily anymore. Early generation Phenoms, I think, had noise issues. A lot of that too is because the detector that they used was like especially sensitive to noise as well. Okay, grabbing at the clean part of my glove. It's still sticky. Okay. Hard to tell if it's my glove that's sticky or if it's the wire that's sticky. What? This wire is labeled. Oh, they changed what the wire went to. That's funny. Why'd they do that? Oh, because they changed the switch probably. Because this my theory is that the microscope stopped starting. And that that some parts were changed out as a result, and that the issue is the contact resistance. But yeah, so my theory is basically, so this is a start button that like latches the emo circuit open the first time. And I think that it was, I think there was some part swapping that happened. I'll put it that way. Okay, we've almost got the last of this nasty goop off here. Very close. The light switch mod, the classic light switch mod. Who doesn't love a light switch mod? Well, there's only a few strands broken. So I think we're just going to go ahead and fix the crimp. And change our gloves, because my gloves are so sticky now that I keep on feeling like the wire is sticky, but it's just my gloves that are sticky. Because that goo is gooey. So in Joel's defense for the 5200, there was like the team that made the good SEMs and then the team that made the cheap SEMs, and the 5200 is from the team that made the cheap SEMs. So yeah, that was unfortunate that happened. I'm going to apologize on behalf of Joel for the 5200. Like somehow it was understandable and kind of cute with the T300 and T330, but it stopped being cute at a certain point, and the 5200 was definitely that point. Okay, let's get my pliers of choice for contact reforming. Cool, you got all 3 pliers of choice for contact reforming. So let's see how close we can get this. You can kind of see how the contact does not quite look like it should. The strain relief part is not really all that clamped onto the wire. So we're going to be fixing that. Yeah, there's a good shot of it. Okay, let's get that fixed. Yeah, no, Maria does not want the 5200. Nobody wants the 5200. That's not true. Somebody wants the 5200, not Maria. Yeah, the 5200s on the SEM Discord server have like put a bad taste about Joel in people's mouths, and I'm like, that's not fair. It's just the 5200. I swear it's just the 5200s. Everything else is great, but not 5200s. I think screw all this. I think we're just going to put a new crimp ferrule on this. This sucks. I don't like it. Is there enough wire length to do that? There's plenty of wire length to do that. Yeah, we're just going to put a new, yeah, I don't like anything about this. Okay, let's just cut it out. This is going to generate a bunch of tiny pieces, so we'll do this inside of one of the gloves that is trashed, and we'll immediately throw the glove in the trash so that we don't get stabbed. Get a nice square cut on there. There we go. Well, Maria, there's your microscope if you want it. You don't, but it's there if you want it. Okay, let's see here. Let's go grab some ferrule tools and ferrules. There's the ferrule box, and technically it's a ferrule tool, but I'm going to use a different ferrule tool than that. I guess the crimp tools are not there right now because I must have been using them somewhere, which I absolutely was. The question I need to answer now is, where was I using the crimp tools? Where was I using the crimp tools? the whole bag of crimp tools is in here. Unless I'm really missing it, which I don't think I am. I don't know if you acquired the earliest example of a 6300F. Did we say that did we think that you did for some reason on the 6300F? Where are you, crimp tools? I have a nice bag for all of them, and they're all probably in the bag. And it's they're on the electronics bench where I was last using them. That makes complete sense. That makes too much sense. Of course they would be where I was using them. And then let's grab some wire strippers. Let's grab two different styles of wire strippers. Kerplunk. So that schematics thing is what I'm talking about. With Joel believed in continuous improvement, and they would just change things. They would, if they thought they could make it better, they would just make it better. You know, they revising the schematics was not a big deal to them, which I think is great, and also annoying sometimes. Sometimes, but it's also great. Okay, that still is a little bit gooey, but now that we got the end cut off, it's going to be way faster to clean it off a little bit more. Should have just done that from the start. We'll do that from the start on the next one. Look at that. That's way better than it was before. Neoscopes are great. Neoscopes are a great starter SEM. You can have a neoscope in an apartment. Neoscopes are amazing. I've not really been in the guts of a Neoscope 2 or 3, which is the like 7,000, it's like 6,000 and 7,000. The 7,000s are very impressive with what they're capable of. I don't know about the 6,000s. The 5,000s are, they're a decent SEM, and that's like overall, like for even like including desktop SEMs. Single untrans. Well, your local FSE might not be in the might not be in the U.S. then, because they definitely have digital copies of schematics in the U.S. And if I know they have digital copies of basically everything. They just don't always give them out is the problem. Yeah, the TM3000 and the Neoscopes are kind of in the same market segment, we'll say. Isn't that nice? A little ferrule there. Isn't that nicer than it was before? Let's see here. Let's do the label first. So this is going to be S2/4, and then we're going to do the what label tape do we want? I thought I had some small stuff. Yeah, the 8mm should be small enough. It's a little bit wide. I'm gonna grab one smaller on the label tape because I want that to adhere to the wire really well. And we'll just go straight to the source of all the label tape. So let's see here. We had the 0.88. So we'll grab the 5.8. Although the 5.8 is looking small, so maybe we do just want to use the 8.8. Not 0.88, sorry, I misspoke there. And that'll fit for sure. Yeah, we'll try it out with the 5.8. You gotta give this thing a good old bonk occasionally to get it to turn on. There we go. It's something to do with the battery contacts. Love me some heat shrink label tape though. Okay, let's go LGO, and then let's do, what do we say that was? It's S2/terminal 4, so S2/4. And it's gonna be kind of silly, and it has a minimum length that wants to print label tape, so we're also gonna print the other one we're gonna need for this, which is gonna be S2/3. And we'll put 2 spaces in the middle, we'll put a space in front of that one. S2/4, S2/3, yep, that's what we want, so we'll print that out. Oh man, don't you? I have done that before where I fixed a microscope and then because I fixed it, not been given the microscope, and I was like, oh, okay. Look at that, heat shrink label. Heat shrink label. And how far does this crimp ferrule fit? Oh, it fits all the way, cool. Oh, I hit the strands, it'll be okay. This is a fun tool. I like how it closes in from all 4 sides. Yeah, I'm going to rearrange this tripod here a little bit. Let's see here. The ball head needs to move. And then that comes out, that tips forwards. Oh, it's already unlocked for me. How convenient. There we go. So now I can get this as close as I want. Not the tripod leg getting in the way. So that's the current ferrule. So that thing's job is basically just to keep all the wires together when we stick it in a connector. I think Map Labs here is going to be the best one to speak on TM3000 software. TM1000s, I was not a fan of. I don't like that they only had a backscatter detector. I think that's something Joel did really, really well on the, like a really, really good job on with the Neoscopes, is they kept a full secondary detector. Like it's literally the same PMT as their desktop SEMs. And the signal to noise ratio on those is amazing as a result. And click. Okay, there we go. So let's do this other one now. And we're just gonna start with cutting the end off because it's not in great shape like the other one was. Like that's not how that's supposed to work. Like that's not how that's supposed to be. It's just not. None of that's right. None of that's right. We're just cutting that all off. Oh, this one's just, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is just sticky. Oh man, that's disgusting. Okay, let's get this off here, then let's, oh man. Why did you do this to me? Like, look at how much adhesive left on that. Like, just, that's not fun. I'm glad I'm denastifying this microscope. Let's use the other one I was using, which I think is this one. Oh, that one's way too clean to be the one I was using. Is it this one? It is this one, I think. Yeah, it's this one. Cool. It's all over that too. Let's get that all soaked to start with. Seems like this stuff is a lot easier to deal with when it's soaked. And then if I don't apply it to my rag first, it'll just dry up the second I touch it. Yeah, so the Neoscope 1, which is the JCM 5000 software, that is also a fixed resolution. But it behaves nicely. Like, it doesn't lose its mind. If you set the resolution higher, the window's just smaller. Which is, to me, an okay behavior. Why is... Something's wrong. This wire is like hard at the end. Huh, that's weird. Why is that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Oh, and that's broken. The anti-chafing cover right there, you can see a little bit of blue through it. I don't think that's necessarily the case in terms of the adhesive. I bet the adhesive did make it hard, but the reason I say I don't think that's the case in terms of the adhesive is there was a piece of adhesive on the back of this piece of metal here too, and it was just as disgusting and just as gooey. In fact, it might have been more disgusting and gooey. But maybe it was more gooey on the rubber too. That would make sense. But like the tape did not need any assistance to be disgusting and gooey and drippy. It was doing that all on its own, even when it was just on a piece of metal. The plastic extra hard though, that makes a lot of yeah. Yeah, it is where the tape was. So I should probably cut back a little bit further. I'm kind of running a little bit low on wire length here, but yeah, because like actually, you know what? It probably did make the tape extra gooey because like it was gooey and nasty in the metal, but like there was a bunch of tape wrapped around all of there was a bunch of tape wrapped around all of these wires that are right here, and these were all in contact with the back of this box, and all that just like dripped all the way down. Like it was like drips of the stuff. So I think you're onto something there with the plasticizer diffusing from the PVC into the adhesive. So glad that chemistry was happening inside of this box. Chemistry was not supposed to be happening here. Okay, let's take these gloves off now that I'm done wiping off the majority of the nasty. Okay, how much do we want to take off of this insulation? Where does it get hard? You know what? Okay, here's what we'll do. We can strip off everything that's the hardest. Yeah, it gets hard right about there. So we'll cut it a little bit shorter. And then we'll strip back to where it gets hard. Oh, we got an FTIR paper published last month on the topic. I absolutely would love to learn more. It's looking good. There we go. Okay, we got both those on now. Well, I see why it was, okay. There's a bigger problem here. I see why it was at such a sharp angle. It's right next to the edge of the box. See that? See how it's, the edge of the box is right where the switch is? That's a new problem to think about. If I understand these switches correctly, so, okay, so there is like a line on this switch, you know, because it's an on button, right? So it's got a vertical line on it. So I don't really want to just make that like sideways, which would be the easiest fixed. But I believe you're able to rotate the switch mechanism on these, maybe. Oh, no, it looks like you aren't. I kind of feel like I'm going to sacrifice aesthetics for the longevity of the switch mechanism here and rotate that 90. No, we'll modify the crimp ferrule. We're gonna have slightly less, because that's not gonna be easy to get to, actually. Why? Okay, they just put it too close to the edge. So I can either reduce the length of the strain relief on the crimp ferrule, or rotate the switch 90. What should I do, chat? What should I do? Kind of feeling like modifying the crimp ferrule. Just kind of gently bending it to start. Let's see how that responds. How much further do I have to go? Oh, I think I might have got it, actually. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, if we go sideways like that. Yeah, there we go. That's going to clear, I think. Oh, yeah, that'll clear. That'll clear real nicely. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, instead of routing it like that, we're going to route it like that. And that's going to get it to clear that edge there. Yeah. I like that. What do we think? That looks good. I am gonna just snip a little bit of plastic off. Okay, I think that's going to be the limit of our modification there. Cool, so that switch is taken care of. And then what do we got? 2 at least more places that this duct tape was used on the wire. Okay, so that's on DC, that's on DC. I don't think duct tape... Was duct tape used on any AC conductors? I'd be a lot more worried about it on the 240 than on the 24 volt. Oh, it was. It was used on... Okay. Yep. Insulation's hard. And this is on the, that's on the 240 volt line. Oh, it's on this side too. Okay, we're just gonna put a new wire in. I think I have the right gauge of wire to just replace the wire, because like, the control signal's one thing, the line voltage, I think MapLabs can help me out here. Oh yeah, okay. That's nice looking. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? That's K12, but I knew that. And it's hard. It's quite hard. I bet I can crack the insulation, actually. Oh, it didn't crack. I'm surprised. Zooming my camera very carefully without touching with the goop. Okay, well, before I fatigue fail this, let me go make sure I have the right wire. If I don't have the right wire, I'll just order it. Because this is gross, and I don't like that it's hard. What gauge is this? There's no... What? Okay, there we go. There's some text on the wire. There's no wire gauge on there. Not that I can read. AWM 1015. Is that the wire gauge in metric? That might be. We're gonna put something. Okay, I've got MTW, machine tool wire. And that's gonna be what we replace this with, because I don't like the conductor being hard on the line AC. let's take these gloves off before I go spread goo around the rest of my shop. Okay, let's go to the MTW. MTW is machine tool wire. It's, oh, what is the yoke? Okay, I've got 12 gauge MTW. That should be adequate. No, but this thing, okay, I'll check what the breaker is on this. Do I have thicker than 12 gauge? Oh, it's AW in, okay. It's AW in 1015. What temperature is this stuff good for? Temp rating 105. That's what's in there. So, and I might have thicker MTW in the form of grounding conductor, but then I'd be using the green, you know, and it's not quite what I want. No, the thickest I got is 12 gauge ground 2. Well, then I go to Litz wire, but that's a little bit too exposed for what we're working on here. Okay. We're not going to rewire the entire box. We're not going to rewire the entire box. We're not going to rewire the entire box. Just in case, I'm going to also grab the other MTW I would need if I need to replace any of the 24 volt DC stuff. Because I feel like if I grab it, I won't need it. But if I don't grab it, I will need it. But if realistically, I probably just need it. So we got 14 gauge. That's what we would use for the 24 volt stuff. And, you know, we'll grab a few colors of that. Because why not? Okay, so what's this thing rated for? I think it's 20 amps. So the 20 amps is fine on 12 gauge. 25 amps. Okay. 25 amps. I need to consult my table. I think I have it on my phone. 25 amps, 12 gauge. I think that's okay, but I'm going to verify that per the UL control cabinet spec. UL wire standards. Okay, so the previous wire was UL 10 was MTW 1015, and this is one of the ratings on the MTW we got is 1015. I think it's got a bunch more UL ratings than just 1015, but 1015 is 600 volts and 0.032 inches of insulation. This is actually 600 or 1032, which is 1,000 volts. So this is actually exceeds what we need for that. But where is my ampacity table? I thought I had that in here. If somebody wants to comment with a link to an ampacity table, that would be fine. But we'll just Google it. Okay, 12 gauge is good to 25 amps at 60C, which is right what we need. So that's great. But let's find a more reputable source than that. Table 13, 10.15, B16. Allowable ampacities of insulated conductors rated up to and including 2000 volts. So this is 12 gauge, 25 amps. Yep, we're good. Yeah. And that's 25 amps at 60 C, and this is 100, so we're more than good. Okay, cool. We can carefully remove the gooey stuff and just put a new wire in. And then do we think that, oh, it made the white conductor hard too. Just where it was like touching the gooey stuff, it made the white one hard too. Okay, so we're replacing both of those. I think I'm just gonna get it cut it so I don't have to pull the gooey side through this. The overall diameter of this does seem smaller though. I'm wondering why. The insulation seems a lot thicker. The insulation's a lot thicker. It looks like I have the same amount of conductors. I don't think this is 10 gauge. Well, this is TEW. This is MTW. So what do we think? Larger diameter insulation that's gotten hard from plasticizer, or smaller but adequately sized MTW? And I think this is actually just like a better insulation overall. I mean, every single rating exceeds that of the wire that's in here. I don't know why the insulation is so thick though. But it's gotten hard, so we're just gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it out. At a minimum, oh, it's aluminum. Is it aluminum? What? It's either tinned or it's aluminum. Interesting. Well, we got that end cut off, so we can pull that out. Pull that out. I'll get this cleaned up. And that ampacity rating was for 25 amps for 60. And this wire is rated for more than 60, so more than 60 C. Man, one little mistake, like using the wrong tape on this wire, is really causing a lot of problems for me. I did not anticipate the amount of damage that tape would have done, but that's chemistry for you. Electrical engineers should stick to electrical engineering, not chemistry, especially not inadvertent chemistry. That's probably why we got inadvertent chemistry, right? Okay, so let's get a new length of this cut. Just gonna make that the same as the good one. Okay, so there's our hot conductor. Let's get our neutral conductor. This is why I keep things in stock, because you never know when you're going to need them. I mean, it was like, it was one minor decision, and you want to know why? Like, they were trying to make it better. They were putting labels on it. It was just to put wire labels on it too, and the handwriting on the wire labels is very neat. So like, they had good intentions. It just didn't work out that way. Okay, so there's our conductors. Oh, I got them a little bit different lengths, and I do want to like square up the ends. So we'll square up the ends into a glove so I don't get copper wire shards all over the ground. Oh, that's not going to make shards. That's just going to get caught in the tool. Nope, it made it out. Okay, cool. Look at that, nice and square. Very nice and square. Okay, then it's an 11 millimeter strip for the ferrules, and I want my 12 gauge ferrule. We'll do the strip first, because I think I usually downsize the ferrules a little bit, but I love these wire strippers. So we're gonna go blue, or we're gonna go gray ferrules? Look at that. That's why I wrote down the measurements before, because, come on, camera. Really? There we go. That 11 millimeter cut did a perfect job. Oh, I touched a sticky piece that it was, oh, my hand, oh man. God damn it. Didn't realize there was a sticky piece right there. That was unfortunate. Okay. Where were we? Because I just like dropped everything when I felt the goo. Okay, I get the crimp tool out here. Luckily, whatever this stuff off wipes off really easily with ethanol. So that's fortunate. So I don't currently feel sticky on my hands. I feel a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. This tape is just a gift that keeps on giving. Keeps on giving. I have to throw myself away now. I'll go find a trash can big enough. This was the place I chose to start in this microscope. I was like, and I didn't, I thought, I was like, you know, I might find like something a little bit loose or whatever. I'll just like go through the AC side real quick. This tape though, this tape is not doing good things. No bueno. No bueno. Okay, let's finish these terminations so we can get this back together. That's so satisfying. There we go. Well, I need to get a vacuum. There's copper pieces in my lap now. That glove did not successfully contain the copper. And they're all like 2 millimeters long. I don't want to stab myself with them. Usually when I'm doing wire termination work, I have a trash can next to me for this reason. I just kind of jumped into wire terminating without like fully preparing for it. Because I was like, oh, I'll just do this one. And then it's like, oh, I'll do the second one. And now it's like, oh, I'm doing like half the box. So that's fun. I'm having fun. I mean, I am having fun. I'm not having fun picking up all the tiny little copper pieces that are currently stuck to my pant legs, but before that, I was having fun. And I will get back to fun very shortly here once I'm done picking out potential stabby things. Oh, there's so many potential stabby things. Oh, and the goo is on the handle of my wire strippers now too. I just felt them. So the goo is also back on my hand again now. We're just thriving tonight. We're having such a great time. And the best part is this box is at an elevated temperature because it's an enclosed box with no airflow. So it gets warm in there. So this was whatever chemical reactions were happening here were accelerated by temperature. Yeah, I was thinking, where do I have any tape within reach? Because it's on me, I'm choosing to pick up as much as it as I can before I stand up. Because I just want to not spread it everywhere, but I'm probably not going to get it all, so. I think I got it. Everything I can see. And I've got pretty good lighting, so I can see a lot. Okay, I think I got enough of it off me to get up now. So we need a vacuum, a trash can, and we also need to clean the goo off of my tools that I was using, because apparently I got the goo on the tools. Doing great. I was not respectful enough of the goo at first, and yeah, that's what I had to say about that. Okay, let's get the vacuum. The vacuum is not where it's supposed to be. Where is the vacuum? Where did I use the vacuum last? Did I use it in here? I mean, I know I've used it in here. Did I use it in here last? Oh, it was right here. Okay. Hey, it's even got charge. Okay, here we go. Let's get a trash can. So I'm now taking orders for Zeiss Merlin email boxes. How is there still copper on the ground right where I vacuumed? That's interesting. Do I see any more? Yeah, I do see more. I had this on full strength and it felt like it was working. Okay, we'll do one more pass over everywhere. I'm watching it pick the copper up. Okay, any more copper confetti? No? Okay, I don't see any. I think we're good. Okay, yeah, certainly knew how to moisturize, yeah. Okay, let's go. Where were we? We were wiping our tools off because our tools got the magic goo on them. This is making me feel more and more like heat shrink label tape is a great choice. I feel a little bit of it on my hands right now. I'll finish cleaning this tool up and then I'm gonna wash my hands again. Oh man, okay. So much fun. Okay. Not using those two rags anymore except to clean up the goo. We're doing great. We're doing so good right now. I think we understand the scope of the issue more now that we discovered that it's hardening the PVC. So hopefully we stop taking things apart here soon and actually start putting it back together. We're not done with decontamination yet though. So there's still more fun to be had on the decontamination side. Definitely going to have to look up MapLabs' white paper on this. Okay. Back to wire stripping. Just gonna wipe these wires down just in case. If you can't paste a link, let me know, and I will make it so that you can. Oh, I gotta restart the video on that camera. Okay, that crimped on. Realize I need labels for these. And the drawing I made is on my iPad, so let me get my iPad out. Okay, so these are the, instead of getting you have to reconfigure the stream, I'm just going to show you like this. So these are the gray and blue wires that go from T1, T2, K1 to L1, L2, K2. So that's the pair that we're repairing. So does the goop in electrical tape also tend to cause these issues with PVC? Okay, so we're gonna use the BYZ brand 8.8 millimeter. Monochroma, were you able to approve the message? I don't see a link. Wow, these plasticizer issues are not one I've thought about a whole lot, but glad you have, and glad you're sharing with us, because a lot to learn here. It's the darndest things, right? Okay, so that's clear text. This is going to be K1. K1, T1. K1, T1, K2, T2. No. K1, T1, K2, L1. And K1, T2, K2, K1, K2, L2. K1, T1, good. K2, L1, yep. K1, T2, yep. K2, L2, yep. Okay, cool. Cassette type does not match. The cassette type should match. Oh, you're stuck in heat shrink 2. I have to put you back into general. There we go, okay. So some of these cassette types are weird. Well, the cassettes have like pogo pins, kind of, or like slots for pins, not even pogo pins, slots for like pins to go in and out of, so that the label maker can identify what type of cartridge is in it. And if you tell it it's a heat shrink tube, it behaves kind of weird sometimes. Like it has like a minimum cut length and some other weird stuff. Did not see a link message come through at all. Okay, I might have to add you as like a trusted poster type thing. You try posting the link. Okay, I will take care of that momentarily. Okay, so K1, T1. Okay, I just enabled hold comments with links for review. So if you repost it now, one of us should be able to approve it now. I think. So yeah, try reposting the link now, and I think it'll work. It might take a second for it to propagate. Okay, Monochroma, can you see the link now? If this doesn't work, just text me the link and I'll post it. You don't see anything. Okay, let me, so I know that the chat that I have up on here is like not the moderation view right now. So let me, yeah, YouTube's weird about this. It doesn't, it's like a shadow ban almost. It might be because I just turned on the setting to let you send this, and that like hasn't propagated. Okay, community moderation. Okay, yeah, these are like channel wide. Oh, those are for, okay, the setting I changed was for comments, actually. Okay, I have another idea. I can add you as an approved user. Are you texting me? Okay, cool, I'll just do that. Huh. I don't see it. Oh, okay. That doesn't, SMS doesn't work on this computer. It's probably on my phone. This is getting fun. Yep, it's on my phone. I don't know why it doesn't work on my computer. Okay, is that two different links? Or are they the same link? Okay, Monochroma, I sent you the link so you can post it, because I don't have a convenient way of getting it from my phone to that computer right now, for reasons. Because it's complicated. I don't know why this is so hard. Okay, actually, the other thing I can do is I can add you as an approved user. Which basically just like, I think that just says that you're like, okay to post things, I guess? I don't really know. So I just need your channel. It said it wanted channel URL, but it did not like that. Okay, you are now an approved user, so that it, you could also try posting it now too. Maximum complicated here. Oh, gotta do the other thing. Okay, here, let me try doing it. Oh, if I airdrop it, it might all work. Hey, we did it. Victory. Cool. Okay, let me get that back on my TV now so I can see what y'all are saying while I'm sitting down there. Ah, okay. Is that still not working? It's still thinking about it really, really hard. Why is that thinking so hard? Think harder, please. Think. Oh man, come on, screen mirroring. Don't fail me now. You've been working so great. Oh, and okay, well, you want to know how I know it was going to work this time? Because the Logitech webcam exposure freaked out. So apparently getting screen sharing to work makes the exposure freak out on the C920 and sets the gain to maximum. Why a UVC camera gain gets set to maximum when it turned on screen mirroring, I don't know. But that's how computers work apparently. I guess Maria needs to file a radar for this. 'Cause that's weird. It's probably, like, I don't even know anymore. Okay. K1T1. That's what we came here for, right? K1T1. Okay, so that's... Line goes into, so, okay, so this is line. So now I get to struggle to open the heat shrink. Okay, K1T1. Basically, vinyl rubber is often 20 to 40% plasticizing oils. If you pull all the oil out, it becomes rigid like PVC pipe or like credit card. Oh, I didn't know credit cards are PVC. I guess that makes sense. Never really thought about it. Okay, so K1, T1 is my output, and then K2, L1 is my input, so that's gonna come up and over the back. I'll get you logs later. It's probably actually something to do with the the Logi control app and the screen mirroring and the camera effects, because when the Logi app is running, it brings the C920 up as like as an effect, or the system tray brings the camera up as a camera that can have effects applied to it. And then screen mirroring and webcams and screen effects and FaceTime are like all connected somehow. So it seems like so. Okay, K1, T2. Look at this cool little harness we're building. We're doing harness manufacturing on stream tonight. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So let's get our last label on K2, L2. And there is our harness. Part of it. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Okay. Man, 20 to 40% oils. That's crazy. Never really thought about it that way. What's next? There's more goo still. I don't like that. I don't like this goo. Me and this goo are not getting along very well. Well, have a lovely night, Map Labs. It was great having you by. Love to have you by in future streams. Thank you for sharing your wisdom about all this goo I'm dealing with. Okay, where is my next bit of goo I'm going to deal with? There's some on this red wire right here. That's fortunately goo-free. Okay, so there's goo right there and there's goo right there. Oh, how did I know I was going to have to replace one of these other blue wires? How did I know? Okay. I'm like, oh, it's on that part too. God damn it. Oh, I'm going to have to replace two of these blue wires. Well, okay, I need a, is that correct? K2A1, yeah, that label's on there is correct, so I can just pull that out. Is that labeled K2A2? Well, I can disconnect that too. So that's the contactor we rebuilt on the first stream looking at that. Yeah, Chris's lab at Map Labs is really great. Okay, let's continue the goo audit and see if it's anywhere else. I don't see it anywhere else. I think we're in the clear after we fix these two. I should not say that. I don't have wood nearby me to knock on after saying that. I'm gonna regret saying that. Okay, let's get some gloves on again because we're dealing with the goo. So this is a different wire underneath this particular chunk of goo. The crimp connection's still in decent shape. Oh, this piece of tape is not gooey. This piece of tape, well, is like hard. Oh, this one's okay. That's interesting. This one is much less disgusting. Same tape. I think Chris Map Labs was onto something with the plasticizer thing. This wire does not look like it's in good shape, though. Oh, dang. Now I gotta undo that whole bundle. Okay, well, I gotta undo that whole bundle. I need to get some different wire. Okay, and a different wire. I need zip ties, but I'm gonna keep ungooing stuff first. Okay, so this is a 24V negative. So I need a minus 24V label for that. And then that label has also got the goo on it, or that wire's also got the goo on it. So I got these two wires to replace. Oh, this is great. This is amazing. I'm having such a fun time right now. Okay. Now, oh, I need a different bit. Questioning choices right now. My choices and other people's choices. I think the tape was less bad on that piece because the it was on a different type of wire and the wire reacted less bad. Okay, let's make some labels so I keep track of what wires I have to make new wires for. So that's a DC 24 minus. Okay, let's get the, is this the right shrink? This is not the right shrink. We need the right shrink. Yeah, let's stick with this shrink because it might be a little bit large, but it's very nice. Okay, so we're gonna do a minus 24 DCV, and we're gonna need a bunch of these. How many copies do we want? We want, let's do 4 copies just in case. Isn't that satisfying? Oh, that one fell. Where'd that one go? That one went down here. Okay, so one of the GUI codes replacing is that to K1. Check our schematic. It's got a lot more involved than I thought it was going to. Let's see here. That is a wire that goes from... Yeah, that's K1. That's what I thought it was. So that's K1, A2. And then we're going to need another one for... K2A2. K1A2, K2A2. There's our other 24 volt, and then let's see here. We're also going to need DC 24 plus. So that's a tiny one. So that's gonna be a different one anyway. So we'll feed cut that. Okay, so that. God damn it! Oh, we were so close. We ran out of labels. We ran out of heat shrink. Come on, we were so close. Okay. Okay, it's okay. We have more. We have more. That's unfortunate. I didn't need 424 volt labels, but I needed like 3, and I was like, oh, I'll make an extra, and that was a mistake. Got some good tunes going for me, keep me going on this. Okay, let's make this wire. Because I got everything I need to make that wire right here. Okay, let's get this cut. Get some ferrules on it. Oh, we lost the camera. We'll get that camera back just after we fix this. Or after we finish this one. Okay, so let's get that. So that's going to be minus 24 on one side. And okay, 1 or 2, because I need 2 of these cables, so. I should not be using that small of a flathead, because I will bend that flathead. Well, at a minimum, I hope my suffering is entertaining for you all. Oh, I made a mistake. I put the crimp ferrule on before I put it in the anti-chafe tube. And guess what? You won't believe it. It doesn't fit with the crimp ferrule on. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh man, isn't that such a funny joke? Okay, so we're just gonna remake this one because I don't want to make it too short. Although I probably don't have to recut it. It's just easier to. But it's not that it's easier to. It's just success is more certain. I have dealt with worse microscopes than this. I will maintain my sanity somehow. I think I have enough strength, hopefully. Okay, so I put one end on, which was a risk because I could have forgotten to put it back in the anti-chafe tube, but I'm not going to. Okay, there we go. Putting that in the tube. There we go. Now we can do the other side. Okay, so we're doing a K1A2 label. Gonna clean this end up a little bit. I got a little bit more copper sticking out than I want, but it's okay because I have a trash can here this time. No stragglers. Don't see any. Okay, that's one label, and that's gonna come down like that. So that label is gonna want to be that direction. So that's how that cable is going to be, like that. So that one's remanufactured. In fact, I can actually just put this end in now. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and put this end in now. I'll wait to put that in because this needs to really be attached to the block before you tighten down on it. Okay, and then I believe I ran out of label tape, so let's get another cassette out, unless I already have one out, which I don't appear to. So we open up a new one. Man, why is it so long? Look how much I'm gonna have to waste when I start using it. I've tried threading these backwards before, and it's not worth the time and effort. Well, for those of you just joining the stream, we're here working on the Zeiss Merlin FEG SEM on its AC distribution box. This is the emergency off box. It is in interesting shape. It had some duct tape used on a bunch of wires inside, and the oil, or if you scroll through the chat history, you'll see a white paper on the topic, but there was an issue with the duct tape and the plasticizer and the PVC, making the PVC turn hard, and we don't like that. And the duct tape also just like gooped everywhere, and it dripped goop everywhere, and it's not good. It's so not good, in fact, that it also appears to have messed up some of the contactors, and so I also had to pull those apart and clean those out. So we've just been having a great time on this overall. Currently, we are remaking some cables that were damaged by the goop. So I did that one. What was the other one that we were going to remake? Because that one's right there. Is it this one? That's K2A1. That one's okay. Where the other cable is going to remake it? Oh, it's right here. It's right here. This one's not in terrible shape, but it does have some goop on it. So we're going to go ahead and take care of it just like we did all the others. Somebody does get paid to engineer these things to waste as much tape as possible, and it's infuriating. I think they hired a psychologist just so they could figure out what they could get away with, and that's sarcasm. But you don't need an engineer, you need a psychologist. Because, like, you can just, like, change the feed numbers on that, you know? Okay, well, that feels nearly degooified. Have a good night, Maria. Thank you for wishing me good luck. I'm gonna need it, because this is going great. Ooh, can I reuse that one that I made a mistake on? I bet I can. And by mistake, I cut it. I put a terminal on it before I threaded it through something, so it wouldn't fit. But I can just cut this. I can just cut one end off now and not waste very much. So now I'm only wasting that little bit. That worked out well. Let's see here. Let's just thread this on before I do it because it'll be easier that way. So this is K2A2. Why can't you talk people? Oh, at people. I don't know why you can't at. I'm assuming at people. I don't know why you can't at people. That's weird. Okay, let's put the minus 24 volt label on. And that's gonna go like that when it's in there. Cool. So there's those two cables remanufactured. When people say a microscope's been remanufactured, this is what I expect. And I don't feel like this happens every time. Because boy, does this eat up time. Just gonna wipe all these down one more time. Although that being said, microscopes don't always have problems like this every time too. So that red wire there, I gotta figure out what to do. Let me go get some other MTW, because I need smaller MTW to fit. And for those of you just joining, MTW is machine tool wire. And it's what machine tool control cabinets, or most industrial control cabinets, are wired with in the United States and many other countries. There's a whole set of UL specifications for it. It's great stuff. The wire we're using tonight meets a minimum of, what is it? AWM 1015, although we're actually using stuff that goes pretty far past AWM 1015. But 1015 is a good starting point. Okay, we got some 18 gauge. That's what we're going to use for our indicator LED wiring. Yeah, I love MTW. And I'll get that other camera going while I'm at it. We got some more MTW. Let's see here. So we're going to be snipping those zip ties there. So Peter, how's your ISI been doing? Haven't talked much about it on the channel or on this channel recently. Oh hey, the 18 gauge ferrules are red. Isn't that convenient? Come on, there you go. Look at that, it matches. Don't know why I'm putting one end on now. I haven't really measured out anything yet. Okay, we'll just disconnect it outside, pull it back out, and hopefully I'll be able to thread it through without pulling the other one out. Okay, so that's S2X1, and that's going to be in some pretty small stuff. So that's going to be the, I thought I brought, there's the small stuff. S2X1. And then the other side's gonna be, it's so gooey. Plus 24 volt DC. Okay. Cassette type does not match. Continue. That should work now. Aw, look at the small little cute label. Aww. Oh. Look at it. Look at the small little cute label. Okay, we got our tiny little label here now. We're gonna cut it with the cutters we have in our hand because that's the most convenient and it'll work fine. So we got those now. And we're gonna carefully pull that out without getting the goo on us. That switch is loose. Yep, it is loose. We'll tighten that up in a second. We're just gonna cut that end off, I think. Yeah, we probably won't regret that. Well, the wire we're putting in is a little bit bigger than what we pulled out, but it's what we got. Well, it's what we got in MTW. I might have some smaller actually, but. Goodbye. Actually, let's not strip it yet. Let's put our labels on it. No, let's put one label on it and then let's put it through. I almost did it again. Oh, it's almost through. It's gonna make it. I know it's gonna make it. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Oh. It's very close, but it's getting harder. Hey, we did it. So we were able to thread this through here. Yeah, you can see it coming out there. There we go. Cool. That's what we want to see. Just verifying I'm going to wire that correctly. Ooh, that doesn't actually go there. That goes next door. Well, let's throw away the label that's wrong. Yep, that label's wrong. That actually goes K2. K2A1. But that doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. Okay, there's our, one of those is, yep, there's our new label. K2A1. Okay, K2A1 is back in. Okay, let's get this put in on the other side. We'll kind of pre-bend that. Get that tightened down. Okay, got that tightened down. Just check all the other ones while we're here. Okay, that's all looking good. Could have maybe made that wire a little bit longer, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay, oh, I still see places with a little bit more of the goo on some of these wires, so I guess we got a little bit more de-gooifying to do, and then we'll de-gooify the box and we start putting it back together. But I think it's possible we've made all the cables you need to make. Even if that's not true, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I always like when I fix something that's like 2. It makes me feel a lot better about it. It's like, okay, this is gonna be good now. I'm curious how much more of this I'm gonna have to do on this microscope. I hope not every single part of this platform, but we're gonna make it real nice. I like my little table here. That's better than I had in earlier streams. Okay. Let's clean up a little bit. It does take a while to get there. Okay. De-gooified that one. These other ones are all looking pretty solid. I think we got all of it off the cables now. So let's move this table off to the side. Let's move all this off to the side. And let's tackle the rest of the goo in this box real quick. I have not worked on an unsalvageable microscope yet. So I think there's only been like one microscope stands out in particular as I worked on. I didn't end up getting it going. So worked on the microscope a ton. Found some fundamental issues with some overheat protections on it. And found that the overheat protection issues have caused extensive backstreaming in critical areas of the microscope. So I took it apart, and then the owner of the scope decided it was taking too long, and they called somebody else, and the person's like, oh, this is fine. And they just put it all back together again without fixing the issues that I had identified. And so they put back together all the parts I had cleaned, and then within like 3 days, it like overheated again. And yeah, I was like, well, I told you so. Like, this is what I identified as being what would happen if the microscope was ran without fixing the issues, so I'm not surprised. In my professional opinion, I told you so, basically. Oh, it's not coming out of these corners particularly easily. Huh, my bottle's clogged. Well, that's new. Wow. It's really clogged. I guess we're enlarging the tip slightly. Oh, now my bottle's spraying sideways, but at least it's spraying again, so I'll take it. It's actually useful in this circumstance, because it allows me to keep the tip pointed down, but the stream points up. Okay, so everything's been nice and soaked now. The ethanol has been highly effective with the shmoo. I've been very pleased by that. Like I could be suffering a lot more right now if the ethanol wasn't effective. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're looking good. I love that we had an expert on this failure mode join us in the stream today. That was great. Got some really really valuable free consulting there from Map Labs. And the best part is, if I'm ever questioning how on earth I got here, I have video of how I got here. I can always go back and look at like, what happened? And it's all right there. So that's great. Oh, we lost the battery. Okay, I'll get that changed out. And we're just gonna cycle this camera because I know its time is coming soon. Oh, now it's recording. Hello, future me looking at this random recording. And we're back. Where were we? I think we just about got it all. I can feel a little bit of something going on in some spots. A slow descent into insanity on camera. Don't you love videos like that? Okay, I think this box is pretty much clean. So what tape should we use to, okay, I'm gonna touch it. I think it's clean. Feels good. And now I'll wipe off my fingerprint oil. There's a little bit left. It's right on that number. There's a little bit right there too. I really got to figure out how to bake y'all's comments into the stream because they're pretty funny, and I want to make them easy for future viewers to find. Oh, the bottle clogged again. So I gotta decide how up to rebuilding this box, like putting this box back together tonight. I am. I thought that's what I was going to do tonight, but I also thought I was going to be doing that about 2 hours ago. But the shmoo keeps on shmooing. Just, hey Doc, here's what I went through. What do I need? Yeah, exactly. That's funny. I should get a CO2 cleaner. Maybe a steam cleaner too, but a CO2 cleaner would be cool. A steam cleaner is more likely. Okay, I think we got it. Gonna call that box clean. Well, now what? Oh man, is this where I put it back together? That doesn't feel right. I can put something back together? I don't just take things apart forever? What? I think this is where it goes back together. Do I want to start putting it back together right now? Might as well. Right? Might as well. The more I look at this, the more I'm feeling like not putting it back together right now. I think I'm just going to start fresh on this tomorrow. I've had enough of staring at this box tonight. Let's look at the circuit breakers. Well, let's look at the circuit breakers a bit more. That's a good thing to do. I've had enough of this box for now. So the question we need to answer is, do we think we can recondition the circuit breaker that experienced the arcing. And I think it's going to not be an issue on the circuit breaker side. Just because of how the contact works. Oh, man, okay. Because the contact's got like top and bottom to it, right? Yeah, I can avoid tape now. So interestingly enough, the screws themselves actually don't touch the bus bar. Here, see if I can show you guys this. Show you all this. So, oh, that's not me. Uncommanded camera. Oh. Okay. So that's the bus bar right there. And the bus bar only goes into these slots right here. Like, it goes into the rectangular slots. So you can kind of see how this works. So that, you see right there, that's the top of the screw, right? So the screw goes directly on a wire. If you put a wire in, like that, the screw clamps down to the wire, and then the bottom of the wire goes onto the internal contact on the breaker. But the bus bar actually goes onto the other side of the contact, and then the screw assembly, it's kind of like floating, and it's like, it's kind of shaped like a little bit of an oval kind of rectangle thing that surrounds the breaker, or that surrounds the contact on the breaker. So when you tighten the screw on this side, it also kind of comes in from the other side too. So there's going to be a good path, even if I don't like clean up the arcing at all. There's going to be a solid path, but if there is arcing on the copper, we are going to want to probably clean it up. Although I don't want to take apart a circuit breaker, you know. I think that if we just clamp onto it, we're going to be in good shape. I don't think we really damage these contacts. Like, my issue with the arcing, yeah, I'm going to clean it up on this side. It looks pretty bad on this side. But I can see in there really well, actually. And the damage is not as extensive on this side, fortunately. I will go in there and like scratch out the blackened stuff. I think that'll do pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad on the inside of the breaker. So I think we'll be good to kind of scratch out the damage from this side. And I don't see any thermal effects on the copper on the breaker, so I don't think we overheated it. So that's another thing we got going for us here. How does the breaker feel? Feels just like all the other ones. Yeah, I think we're good to keep the same breaker, and we just need to clean it out a little bit. And these are the roughing pump contactors right here. Or one of them is roughing pump. I don't know what the other one is. Well, I think they're both roughing pump. Yeah, they're both roughing pump. They're both off. These two contactors here both come off the roughing pump breaker. The arcing appears to have made a low point, like, but like, we already want to like look into it closer just to really find out. We'll check our contact resistance on this other one, although it's gonna, because we got these power line filter modules on the output of them, so that might make it weird. But I think that's gonna all be next stream. I think we're gonna wrap that up for here. I think we're gonna wrap that up here tonight. Cool. Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? I like how just like progressively each stream that box has been getting emptier and emptier. That's been great. Very solid. Well, if you all have any questions, now is a great time to throw them in the chat. But yeah, we're gonna be shutting this down soon here. Yeah, they really made extensive use of their wire label printing, or the wire. I guess it is a label printing still. It's just directly on the wire. All that white text right there, like there, and that white text here and here, and all of these, and all of these breakers. All that white text is the cable labels that they printed. So that seems like not a bad way of doing it. I haven't been able to wipe any of them off. They're all still there. So they probably got a machine that cuts, or that like labels, cuts, crimp, or label, or probably goes cut, label, strip, crimp, like everything on these automatically. That's probably a pretty fancy bit of kit, but saves a lot of time on assembly. That's a good place for automation. Cool, well, thank you all for joining me tonight. I've had a good time sharing this progress on this microscope with you. I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream and pick this up again shortly. It's all because of that tape. Look at that. Who would have thought that tape would cause so many problems? What are you gonna do? I know I'm not using tape inside microscopes like this ever. I'm like, oh god, this put the fear of God in me, because this sucked. This sucked big time. This was no bueno. We're getting there, chat. We're so close. We're so close to having the first part of inspecting this microscope done. And we still have all of the rest of the electronics to do. Okay, I'll give you one treat. I'll give you one treat real quick. You're going to like this. This is cool. This is how the rest of the electronics work. So that is how we access the rest of this microscope's electronics. So these are all like actually like rack mount width. Like this thing is like designed for a server rack, and they built this kind of like swing out server rack thing on the side here, which is kind of cool. This is, what is this? I think this is scanning. I think this is deflectors, and I think the other one is lenses. This might be lenses and deflectors. I know it's optics. I don't know if it's deflectors or lenses. It might be both. And then that's that copper block there is water cooled. So yeah, and there's some sketchy things in here. I have already seen these, but we'll show you a few sketchy things real quick. I mean, you say it's extra. I think it's nice though. It's pretty great. How do you feel about that capacitor? How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel warm and fuzzy inside? What about that capacitor? How does that capacitor make you feel? Isn't that fun? How about that capacitor? Isn't that all fun? And then check out these power connectors. They're the D-sub style, beefy D-sub style. Isn't that cool? Those capacitors are fun. There's some other fun things I've found before. Oh yeah, these ones up here are also interesting. And then I have very, very mixed feelings about these fuse holders. I've had issues with these fuse holders, not making good contact with these fuses, so we're gonna want to look at that pretty carefully. And then what else can we see? Well, that's just a little, and we got the classic. It would never be a Zeiss microscope without the bodge wires. Would not be a Zeiss without the bodge wires, but they got the UV adhesive on them, so they're doing pretty good. So yeah. Rotary encoder in the lower left. Yeah, there does appear to be a rotary encoder in the lower left. I'll click it once, one way, then back. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with it. It's feeling solid in there or something. Is it a button? Not a button. Is it a joystick? No. It's got a lot of contacts. It's got contacts on every side. That makes me feel like it's a switch, and I don't want to find out. So I don't want to find out tonight. So we're just going to leave that as it is. But it's definitely a something. Well, Peter, you have a lovely day, and yeah, I'm going to be running up too, because it's kind of late, kind of early, kind of late, you know. Bit of both, right? Well, we just ran out of room on this hard drive, so this stream's about to crash. Bye!